Hello and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Look at us, we're a space program. Previously, we built a rocket and we orbited it. Shut up, Gene Kerman. We built a rocket and we orbited it around Kerman, which we were totally planning to do. Yeah, totally. No, we didn't plan to do it. Unfortunately, it ran out of power when we were trying to get to the Mun. That's sad. What is this? 7 unknown entities? What are said unknown entities? Oh, are those asteroids? My goodness! Looks like we've got asteroids to go check up on if, I don't know, we ever get out there. We still need to get to the Mun, though. Remember, our plan was to get to every planetoid in the solar system. I swear to goodness, we're going to do it. It's not even a question. Okay. Our first goal was to put a probe around the Mun, which is what we're going to do. It's not even a question. We're going to send another Sputnik probe. I do love the Sputnik probe. I think it looks brilliant. Looks just brilliant. We're going to give it... Oh, that's disgustingly large. Advanced Incline Stabilizer. What does that even mean? Oh, it's got pitch and roll and torque and all that jazz. We're going to throw a small incline reaction wheel there to help it maneuver a bit. It's going to be fundamentally the same design as it was last time, but with necessary tweaks, because there are necessary tweaks. It didn't work out terribly well, if you remember. If you don't remember, I don't blame you. It wasn't an amazing flight. It was terrible. It was so sad. We cannot put our stinking solar arrays on like that. There we go. They'll go on like that. So now, instead of, what is that? Launch escape system, a solid rocket tower is designed to wrench the command pod away from a malfunctioning rocket. Huh. I don't know what that's for. Anyway, sounds interesting. So last time we ran out of energy, so we're gonna put normal solar panels on there soon enough. But last time we also had our little communicatortron off on the side, which may have been an issue. I don't know whether or not that was an issue. We're gonna have it straight up and down. Because if there's wind resistance on one side, it could have it list to the other side, and that would be a problem. Don't want that to happen. We're then gonna get SAS on this thing. That's the large SAS. We want this one. Boom. Remote guidance unit. And that's all we need for that main probe structure. We're going to put on just a couple solar panels here to try to help keep this thing afloat during the flight. Those are not even at all. That's disgusting. Look at that. Boom. Just like that. There we go. Okay, those should continually give power back to the system, making it so that we don't run out of power before we actually make it to the Mun, like we did last time. Disgusting. So bad. Okay, let's put that on there. And then the maneuvering rockets are going to go on here. Let's see. Mark 1 fuselage. Looks cool. Don't know about it, though. That is way too big. That's disgusting. Get it out of my face. Never want to see it again. We'll just stick to these ones. We're gonna put a couple fuel tanks on here with just a basic maneuvering engine. This guy, not that guy. The smaller version of that guy. It's hard to tell which one's big and small in this situation. I'm sorry. They all look the same. It's unfortunate. Okay, well then, do another decouple here. And now we're going to get into the big boys. We're going to need to have a structural connection. It's not this adapter, is it? No, it's not that one. This adapter. There we go. We're going to have a big rocket in here. Big old rocket. Large rocket. Disgustingly large rocket. Like one that is so terrible. So based on what I saw last time, it's very unlikely that we need 2 of these canisters. Oh, Lord. I accidentally took off The communications array. It looks like a man with a little fez on. Look at him, the arms and the little fez. That's adorable! Stop being so adorable, probe. That's weird. I don't like it. I don't like it when my probes are adorable. It concerns me. That one's too small. That's the one we want. Mainsail rocket engine right there. We need to attach on here multiple super solid fuel engines of death. Of death? Of death. Yes, of death. You heard me properly. They're going to kill someone one day. And we'll put on Mark III radial stack decouplers. With 6... What's the decouple force there? 260? 250? Not a big difference. Okay. Can we do an 8? We can do an 8. So we're going to have this attach 8 of these solid fuel engines on here. Hopefully that'll get us going so far upwards. It's disgusting. That would be amazing. Right like that. And that's connected properly. I don't think that's connected properly. We need to make sure that this is connected properly. I can't tell. It's so hard to tell. Okay, since it's so hard to tell with these guys, we're going to switch to the other ones. These guys. These guys are a lot easier to tell when it's actually attached on properly. So I'm going to put it like that. Look at that. Now we know that they're definitely going to decouple. Perfect. And we're going to need a couple struts on here. Not too many struts, just enough struts. We don't want to strut our stuff, just make sure that our rocket doesn't explode. It'd be terrible if our rocket exploded. I wouldn't be happy if our rocket exploded. Would you be happy if our rocket exploded? Don't answer that, because if you answer it incorrectly, I'm not going to be happy in the slightest. Okay, that should be all of the struts that we need there. We're going to put some aerodynamic nose cones on there. The nublets. Nublet Mark 1. Nublet Mark 1. Oh my lord, it's a nublet. Okay, that's nice. And then we need to add some RCS. Where in the world is our RCS? That's going to have our RCS fuel. It's under control, right? Yeah, there we go. So we're going to put quite a few RCS containers. Not 8. I only want 4. 4. It's best when putting on RCS to put some at the top and at the bottom. It makes it easier for the craft to maneuver. And then we'll put 8 on this guy, just so they're evenly spaced between these solid fuel engines. And then we need some RCS fuel, which is easy enough to add. Let's see, is this RCS fuel? That's xenon. Xenon is for electric engines, which are nice for really long-term movement, but are also very, very slow. So it's not going to be an ideal situation to put electric engines on any of our rockets just yet. That would be for really long-range rockets. And that should do it, I think. That should be good enough. Should it be good enough? Should we add a couple more RCS? Let's add a couple more RCS, just to make sure that this thing doesn't go flying, because if it goes flying, I'm not going to be happy. Tell you that much. We just need it on this phase, because this is where it's going to start listing in atmosphere. Okay. This is Fezman Goes to the Moon, Part 2. Enter. This is our Fezman. Save. Oh, we need one last thing. Structurally, we need our launch stability enhancers. Bada boom. We've got solar panels on there to gain energy. We've got solar panels to gain energy once we've actually gotten there. Save. Launch. Okay. Whew, Fezman, you're going to the moon whether you want to or not. I really hope that you do want to go to the moon, Fezman. If you don't, that would be disgusting. Okay, that's that. Anti-normal, normal, radial, anti-radial. What does that mean? Stability insist. I don't know what that means. And let's turn RCS on as well. Let's make sure everything's in the proper position, which it's not. I need both of those to go off at the same time. Then that goes off, then that, then that, then that. And then that detaches. Okay, yeah, that's perfect. Fire away! We are going faster than we were before, that's for sure. Not even a question. Retrograde, prograde. What does that mean? What does that mean? Okay, we're launching into space. Fezman, I hope to God that you can maintain a solid control over this vessel. It's not listing in the slightest. Are the RCS firing? Hope they're firing. Because right now, mate, we're listing a bit. We're listing to the right, mate. Nobody wants to list. You only need a list if you're going into the freaking market. We're not going to the market. What do we want? Eggs? Bread? Milk? None of that. We don't want a single list. This is actually going pretty well, all things considered. It's going quite well indeed. Let's actually list to the right now. We need to maintain control of the vessel. Maintain control. We're starting to form an orbit. This isn't listing. I'm telling it to do this. Don't worry, people. Oh, I'm concerned. I'm concerned. We got a lot of things suffering heat damage. Detach. Fire! Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Get down to a 90-degree angle so we can begin our orbit. Oh, yes, mate. Okay, let's look at our orbit right now. That's solid. Turn it off. First thing we want to do when attempting to orbit any other thing is get into an orbit around Kerbin, which should not be difficult. What's that? 101,000 meter periapsis? Perfect. Let's find that burn position, which I believe is right there. There's the blue mark. Lock into the maneuver. Oh, that's nice. You can actually have it locked directly into the maneuver. That's brilliant. So the node is currently going to be in 4 minutes and 8 seconds, at which point we're going to throttle up to full until it tells us to stop. So let's speed up time a bit. 5 times. 10 times. We don't want to speed time up so much that we actually miss the maneuver node. I've done that many times before. It's terrible. It's actually meant I didn't get somewhere before. It was terrible. So in my previous experience in this game, I have actually been to other planetoids. You might say, that doesn't make any sense. You've just proven yourself to be a terrible rocketeer on all occasions. Well, yes, but I've actually been a good rocketeer in the past. I have orbited a probe around Mars, and I've landed a probe on Venus, so we do actually have a chance of succeeding at these goals that I'm giving. I've also tried to orbit Pluto, and it didn't work. Instead, I created the Voyager probe. It's going for it. It's leaving the solar system, that's for sure. Okay, we have a 34-second burn before we create a stable orbit around Kerbin. That's okay. If we create a stable orbit, we have all the time we need to choose the perfect maneuver to get us into an orbit around the Mun. That would be brilliant. Okay, estimated burn time is 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn it off. There we go. And if we go to the orbit map, we are now in orbit around Kerbin. Our periapsis is 93,000 meters. That is a stable orbit. Okay. Next thing we want to do is set up a maneuver to hit the Mun. Set as target. Perfect. So we're going to go from our periapsis, because that'll mean we can shoot our apoapsis outwards. It's a clever maneuver, mate. So that... Oh, look at that. Is that a good connection right there? Mun encounter, mun escape. Okay. What can we do to increase that? Okay, that should be decent. Okay, so what we've got here is we got a maneuver that's going to shoot our orbit all the way out to the mun, and we're going to have an encounter with it right around here. If we can slow down at that point, we can create an orbit around the mun, and with any hope, that will work out quite nicely. If not, we'll have a crazy orbit around Kerbin. Okay, let's get to that maneuver node. Don't even have to do anything. It's brilliant. Look at that. We are now at our maneuver node, and we have 28 minutes. Everybody, I hope you can wait for 28 minutes. We're not waiting for 28 minutes. We're turning up time 100%. 21, 19, 18, 17. Time is moving so quickly. If we're not careful, we will completely miss this node. And if we miss that node, I would be so sad. I would be so sad. Because it's such a nice node. Oh, look. I can see it right now. As soon as we come out, as we get into open space, once Kerbin's not in our way anymore, we're going to start firing our engine, and it's going to be beautiful. Hopefully this will be our first actually seriously successful flight. That would be brilliant. I would be so happy. Okay. Node in 1 minute. We have 43 seconds. Okay. Little man with a fez, prepare yourself for a journey to the mun. You'll at least get closer than anyone else ever has. And if you look at our fuel, you will notice that the electrical charge is actually at full because we have those little solar panels on there. Isn't that nice? Okay, begin burn. Estimated burn time is only 8 seconds? Seriously? 3, 2, 1, 0. No, we're gonna want to fire. Ooh. Let's look at our current orbit. Not far enough. So let's detach that. And fire this one. Okay. Let's look at the orbit map. We are now coming into a position with the mun, an encounter with the mun at some point in our orbit right over here. Let's focus our view on the mun and try to deal with this mun encounter. That might not work, actually. We're going to have to refocus our view, aren't we? Okay, we are refocused. Now we can actually see this. Let's add a maneuver. Retrograde? No? Is that within our mun encounter? It should be. Let's get a bit closer to that encounter so I can see it better. I can't remember how to maneuver in this space area. There is a way to do it, but I always forget. Okay, let's just speed up time a bit so we get a bit closer to where we encounter, oh lord, the mun. Okay. Oh yeah, you double click, don't you? No? No, you don't. Okay, fine. Whatever. Whatever. Okay. Our periapsis with the moon is right there. We add this maneuver. Slow it down to a continual encounter. Is this thing still set as our target, the mun? Mun, are you set as our target? Very good. Focus the view. Okay. Oh, that's our periapsis right there. So if we can slow down... Oh, there we go. We can get an orbit right there. Oh, that'd be nice. That orbit would do perfectly fine. It's a pretty high orbit, but we'll see if we can tweak it once we actually get there. The first thing to make sure we do is actually get into orbit. Okay, let's get to the staging. Let's have it shoot around to there. Perfectly fine. And now we need to wait for 3 hours, 44 minutes, and 12 seconds before we actually get to the burn point. Yep. So, you went out to any place nice recently? Like a nice, I don't know, like restaurant? I mean, it would be great if you did go to a nice restaurant, had like a solid filet mignon, a bit of bass just sitting on the edge of your plate, just looking up at you sadly, being like, "Why did you kill me? Why?" And you have to answer, "Well, because I wanted to feast upon your flesh, you disgusting little bass." And the bass is like, "Oh, that's so sad." And you're like, "Oh, well, it has to be done." And at that point, you start delving your knife into the bass and feasting upon its flesh. And you might be thinking, "Vinrafel, are you going to do this every time we have to warp?" And the answer is, I may do this every time we have to warp. It's kind of my thing. Get over it. Okay, we're warping forward. We're no longer talking about bass. That didn't make any sense to begin with. 50 times. 100 times. Here we go. We have 50 minutes to wait until we get to the burn position. Ooh, we've just switched influences. So our orb is now reflecting the actual mun instead of not the mun. Kerbin. That's the thing that's not the mun. Kerbin, right. That one. Okay. So we've got 37 minutes remaining, which are going quite quickly given that we've sped up time by 100 times, which is brilliant. I'm not going to speed it up any further. You're thinking, "Oh, this is going to take forever." I've just accidentally turned it off entirely, which is not good. You'd say, "This is taking forever." Well, I really don't want to miss this position. We could actually orbit the mun and succeed in our first goal of these creative endeavors that we have started. Okay, we have 4 minutes to go. 2 minutes, 1 minute, 44 seconds. We're going to do a quick ×5 to get it down even lower. I do have a terrible habit of speeding up time way too much and missing nodes, so it's not going to happen today, people. Not going to happen today. Okay, 30 seconds. We can wait 30 seconds. Anyone can wait 30 seconds to orbit the moon. If you can't wait 30 seconds to orbit the moon, I don't even know. You are such an impatient person, it's ridiculous. Okay, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Oh, the pressure! The pressure! If we mess it up now, this will be really bad. That'd be disgustingly bad, actually. Fire. Okay, let's look at our orbit. Our orbit is dropping. We just have to hope beyond hope that we have enough fuel in our vessel to actually make this maneuver. We might not. Good lord. But we're going for it. We are maintaining position. How's our RCS fuel? That's our monopropellant. It is perfectly fine. And we have to maintain fire for another 53 seconds. Oh, we definitely have the fuel. Mates, we did it, didn't we? We did it! We've just succeeded at orbiting the mun. I probably shouldn't celebrate yet, because we still haven't actually done it yet. It could go so terribly wrong. I mean, the deep space kraken could come over and just completely destroy my vessel. Which, by the way, is a physics glitch in the game that... Oh, Lord, what was that? That caused vessels to spontaneously destroy themselves on occasion. It was bad. We did it. We did it! Look! Well, we still haven't done it yet. Now we've done it. We orbited the mun! Good lord, yes, people! We've succeeded! No, we need to slow down. Go to retrograde. We've gone too far. Science has gone too far. There we go. Oh, brilliant. Oh, brilliant, people. We've succeeded in something. Isn't that nice? I'm sure you've succeeded in many things, but this is the first thing we've succeeded in on this Kerbal space program endeavor. Okay. We still have some fuel. Let's see if we can't try to reduce this orbit a bit. Make it a bit nicer of an orbit. 1 million meters. Okay, we'll do that maneuver. That should be perfectly fine. We will maneuver over that way. Speed up time, wait 5 hours worth of time. Doesn't really matter, we're in orbit. No matter what happens now, we've got... Oh, Lord, that's really fast. That was really fast. Okay. So, we're gonna just fix up our orbit just a bit, make it look a bit nicer. You always want really nice orbits, because if they're not really nice orbits, what's even the point? What's the point of it all? 9 minutes, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Bit quicker. I don't know how close we can actually get to the Mun, but 1 million meters is definitely really just definitely far enough. There's not going to be a single problem being 1 million meters away from the Mun in terms of it pulling us back in. It'll be fine. I mean, it doesn't have an atmosphere, so it's not going to atmosphere break us. Which is always good. How's that? That is definitely a lower orbit. We've got a periapsis of 972,000 meters. This guy's got a periapsis of what? That's about his apoapsis, which is 300,000 meters. So we can get a lot closer than this. Let's go around to our periapsis, add a maneuver. What the heck? What is that? Delete. I want to add a maneuver to my actual periapsis. What is going on, mate? Oh, I think we need to delete that maneuver first. There we go. There we go. So that will bring us down to 587,000 meters. Let's have like 450 around there, 450,000 meters. That'll do. And then we'll slow down over here and try to make a nice circular orbit. Very nice. Whoosh. Right over to there. Perfect. Speed up time, it's only going to be 4 hours. Don't worry, people, it's going to be perfectly fine. Okay. We still have a ton of fuel, by the way. We brought way too much fuel with us. But I don't even care. Look at me, I don't care a single bit. I'm just really happy that we're orbiting the Mun and we succeeded at something for once. Okay. This will bring immense happiness to poor Gene Kerman, who's looking at his job being the, like, director of the space agency at this point and being like, mate, why'd I choose this job? This place is run by some crazy person who's just launching rockets willy-nilly like nobody even cares. He killed like 7 people. 7 people! You can't just kill 7 people and get away with it, except I guess you can around here because they don't seem to care all that much. But I mean, in real life, killing 7 people and getting away with it, not terribly easy. Take it from me. Okay. 1, 0, fire again. Fire again. What? We're out of power? Oh, butts. The solar panels aren't actually facing the sun right now. That's a small problem. It's fine. It's not an issue. If we keep spinning far enough, we will eventually make it into a position where we are facing, our solar panels are facing the sun again, I swear. Will we ever get to a position where our solar panels are facing the sun again? That might not be the case, actually. Oh god. We've made a slight mistake. Oh no. Oh no. I should have deployed. We got greedy. Let's just spin around 100,500 times. There we go. We did it. We did it. We have electrical charge. Wait. The electrical charge is draining. Extend the panel. Extend the panel. Okay. Whew. So what we just did, in case you were wondering, is I sped up time 21 days so that we got to a point where my solar panels were actually facing the sun, and then I ejected these things, which means we now have pretty much an infinite amount of solar power. This also doesn't mean anything anymore because that was like from 20 days ago, so it's not going to work now. Let's do it. Down to 45. Of course, people, as you already know, you don't have to watch this. I should have already put up a nice little thing that would allow you to skip through all of this if you want to. It's just completely optional. Once you get to the end of it all, you're gonna... Oh, Lord, that was really fast. I need to not willy-nilly click this warp thing. The warp is a powerful ability. You can't just play around with it. It's vicious. It literally kills if you play with it. It's terrible. Okay. As I was saying, if you've already seen it. You've already seen the link that brings you to the point where I've already fixed the orbit. So, yeah, I don't even need to mention it. Anyway, we are 11, 10, 9, 8, 7 minutes out from the burning. And we should fix this orbit down to like a 45,000 meter section. And that'll be nice. Brilliant. Fire! Perfect. Nice orbit right there. Delete that. Go over to here, add a maneuver. Drop this one down to about 45,000 meters. 450,000 meters. That's it. 430,000, 430,000. Perfect. And that will be where we plan to be at the end of all of this. Very good. Nice. We have 2 hours to wait. Come on, mate. Let's speed this up. We can't wait 2 hours. We have things to do. I swear we have something to do. I'm sure we all have something to do so that we can't actually wait 2 hours for this rocket to get into position. If you don't have anything to do to wait instead of waiting for this rocket to get into position, then I guess, is that a good for you? It's either a good for you or a bad for you, depending on why you have so much time. Because you either have so much time because you're so successful you don't have to do anything, or you have so much time because you're so not successful that you don't have to do anything at all. I don't know which it is. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm sure you're a terribly successful person. There we go. Look at that. Periapsis of 400,000 meters. Apoapsis of 424,000 meters. Staging. Perfect. Eject that piece there. We will extend our second solar panel. Extend our communicatortron. Look at our probe! It's the first one to make it to another celestial object. Perfect. Look at that. I love these probes. They look brilliant. So there we go. We have finally orbited our first celestial body. The Mun, right there. Goodbye. Fezman goes to the moon part 2 debris. Goodbye. There's going to be a lot of debris in space before we're done with this. So yeah, there we go. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. Next time, we have to continue on in our journeys. We've succeeded at orbiting or having some entity somewhere around 1 of the many pieces, of the many planetoids in our solar system. So, next time we'll either go for landing on the Mun or orbiting Minmus, which is Kerbin's second moon. That's right, Kerbin has a second moon. If you have a particular interest in seeing one or the other, of course, leave it in the comments. If not, I'll make the decision in the meantime. Until then, thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.